Having a bad day at work can lead to decreased productivity and affect how you feel about your job. Everyone has challenging work days sometimes, but the key is to find strategies to help you overcome them, and we are about to unpack a few. Ladies, this is now relatable content. I'm sure everyone knows how it feels to have a bad work day, but now it's about overcoming them, finding the gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
How are you ladies able to do it? I mean, for myself, sometimes when it's in the heat of the moment, I just need to take a break.
So I think for me personally, it's the awareness. It's knowing that you've got to exercise grace in that moment. You've got to realize that this moment is not forever, that it's going to pass. So that is step number one. Be aware that the moment is going to pass. And then after you've done that, then there are tools, there are techniques, there are strategies that we can use to hack us to feel good again. So for me, it starts with the awareness and exercising grace.
And for yourself, Amy?
Yes, I definitely agree with you, Z, because it actually is you catch yourself and then you can literally just step back and see the wood from the trees and just go, now you need to stop being passive-aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you just calm it down a little bit, or just give it a little bit of a space. That's the most important thing, is the pause. You know, that reset button. What I actually find really interesting, if I'm sitting at my desk and that moment happens, you know, you go straight into gratitude. You do 5 or 6 or 10, just jot down what you're grateful for.
Yeah.
And so where your attention flows, your focus goes, and that's what you get back. So, you know, for us, it's very easy to get sucked into the dark of the day or the sour of the day and get mulled in through it. Whereas if you actually can just look at the sweet of where you are, how healthy you are, the fact that you've got a job, and that, you know, when you're being challenged, you're growing.
Yeah.
You know, there's
sure.
a huge benefit to that also. So for me, that's the most important thing. That pause,
Yes.
reset, and then just go into your gratitude.
Yeah.
Gosh, look at us, got jobs.
When it comes to evaluating your day, Amy, how does that look like?
I think for me it's really good to actually be reflective.
Yeah.
So what I do is I take my cell phone and I leave it in the boot because it's really distracting. And I easily, and it's terrible to say so, but you keep peering, even if you're driving, you know what I mean? And then actually just do that whole, just step out a little bit and quieten yourself down. And when that happens, you just find that the stillness in you brings about, oh gosh, I should have actually, I shouldn't have responded like that for the day, or I've got to actually just watch that in my personality, or I've got to know that Z actually quite often, you know, pushes my buttons, and that reflective thinking going, and you do it at work, and then you apply it at home also. The same thing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely same thing with children, with dogs, cats.
Yeah. I love, you know what I love about what Amy's saying? You can hear clearly that Amy knows herself. So when you know yourself, you know what to do. When you know yourself, you know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So Amy knows that her phone, when she's feeling a certain way, is bad news for her. So number one, know yourself. I, for example, when I'm not feeling good, I go inward. I don't want to see people. I want to be on my own.
Same.
I will either choose to read, or I'll choose to listen to a podcast or music, or I'll journal. Some people need the external. Some people maybe need to go for a walk or go for an exercise or call a friend. Know what is going to feed you in the most positive way, and then apply that. That's important.
Yeah.
And when it comes to ending the day on a positive note, how then do you pour into yourself after having a particularly negative day and end that day on a good note?
You know, like Amy was saying, when you write into gratitude, you and sometimes this is what's powerful about gratitude, is you can also ask yourself what was right about that situation.
Okay.
So if a situation was really tumultuous, it was perhaps there to teach you a lesson about yourself. And if you have the awareness to access that, you will value that the situation took place. And then I'm going to go back to the basics and the pillars of health. If you're not feeling well, eat something that is nutritious, but sometimes we also need comfort food. So when I'm not feeling good, curry and rice is my go-to because it takes me straight back to my childhood. It takes me back to warmth and comfort. So whether the meal is nutritious or not, I will go back to my comfort ancestral food. Know what works for you is my answer.
I love that. And for you, Amy?
I think the easiest way for me to shift is probably to just literally take off what you have on. Kick your shoes off. Just go and stand with your feet on the grass.
Yes, ground.
And it completely just grounds me. Or I'll put on my bather and just jump into the pool. And I'm in a complete... Then again, it's my ADHD that does it. But it is. Just shed, physically shed what you're wearing.
Yes.
And go and it just puts on lovely music and open up the doors, stand barefoot in your kitchen and have a glass of water. Honestly, it just shifts you into a completely different energy zone.
I love that. And both of you, what you're speaking of also kind of speaks to my pillar, which is just treat yourself.
Yeah.
Treat yourself. Do not be hard on yourself. Be mindful of your triggers. Be mindful of how you react to those triggers and how you respond. But at the end of the day, pour into yourself because a little bit of your cup was spilt. But it's all for a reason and a purpose and for a better day. Which leads me to our social media question. Whether it's a good day or a bad day, what is your dream job? Remember to use the hashtag #AfternoonExpress in all of your comments. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you so much, Z. And thank you so much, Tato and Domi, for all of your contributions throughout the hour. It is truly invaluable. Now, Mzansi, it is time for us to say goodbye. Please do remember to catch the repeats of the show on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. But for now, enjoy Workers' Day tomorrow, and we'll see you next week, Tuesday. Goodbye.